entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
Well, looks like we're at the end of the trail.
Chief Thundercloud.
Speak to Nanda.
I have been sent to the Senequoy Reservation to search for horses belonging to the King Ranch. Have I your permission, great chief?
No. If Bran of King's Crown is found, my braves will return the horses.
Look!
Who's the white man on Senequoy land?
I do not know.
Chief, huh? I just caught a wild buck of yours burning down my fence.
He's my son, and this land belongs to my people.
You're way out of date, Chief. The government gave me this land.
The Nanda speaks for the white man, and the Senequoy.
You're trespassing on a Senequoy reservation.
Reservation? We'll find out whose land this is.
At your service, Captain Kelly.
At ease. Now, let's see. Saw off about a foot of you, and I say that you were Tag Oakley.
That's right. Diablo sure was proud to have a real rough rider. And we have a picture of you standing with Teddy Roosevelt on San Juan Hill. Gosh, you should have heard Annie going around town saying, "See, I told you so."
How was that?
Just fine.
I guess you got herself married now with a big family, huh?
No, there's just me. Of course, Lofty Craig would like to be part of the family.
Lofty, well, that still gives me a little hope. Will you put a word in for me, Tag?
I'm sorry, Quint, but I gotta stay neutral. Say, come on in and see Annie.
Well, let's do it.
Look who's here, Annie.
Quint Kelly. Oh.
Annie. Oh, what do you know?
Hail our conquering hero, Lofty. Lofty Craig, meet Quint Kelly.
Welcome home, Captain.
Oh, I'm glad to be here, Sheriff.
Oh, hold on, Quint. That sheriff's like my calling you a general. I'm a deputy. Annie and I are just taking care of the office for a while.
You and little pigtails? Oh. Say, I do remember something about you practicing with a gun. Oh, looks like I better behave myself.
Why didn't you say you were coming home, Quint, and give the town band a chance to dress up and play Yankee Doodle?
Oh, I already got a reception from the Indians. What's this about Green Valley being a reservation?
Yeah, that's right, Quint. The Senequoy Strip. The government gave Chief Thundercloud his choice of a reservation in return for his promise of peace with the settlers.
But the government gave me a whole section of that land in Green Valley. That was part of a deal for enlisting. You know, Annie, how we used to think that was the prettiest place in the country?
You got a square deal, Quint. You know that.
Annie, the only thing that keeps a soldier going is thinking about what's waiting for him back home.
Bully! I say bully! Bully, have you back with this, Captain Kelly?
Thank you, Colonel.
Tag, what in the world are you doing?
I'm Quint's commander, Annie. Teddy Roosevelt. I saw a play actor do it. I guess we're just old stay-at-homes. Huh, Lofty?
Yeah, Dag. I guess you're right.
We found the soldier fighting with Desert Wind. I thought the Indians would kill him.
Too bad they didn't.
You've had trouble with the soldier?
My troubles with the Indians and getting that land back.
Hey, aren't you Quint Kelly?
Yes, sir. Sam King, Quint. You and I plan to be neighbors one day.
Oh, sure, Mr. King. Say, I sure remember your ranch. It's quite a place.
Unfortunately, on what they call the Seneca Strip. Not much left of it.
Yeah, I know.
Only the corrals where the Indians run wild horses. How'd you make out, Quint?
Well, I guess I'm a loser, too, Mr. King. Well, I left a pack horse on the reservation. If we don't have to start an Indian war to get it back. Bye, Mr. King.
Just let anything happen to a Rough Rider, Seneca will have Teddy Roosevelt himself chasing him out of the country.
Don't worry, I'm leaving.
Desert Wind did not want to fight with white man.
Yeah, I know. It's all my fault. I didn't know this land had been made a reservation.
Thundercloud asked that fences be burned so the wild ponies can get to water.
Desert Wind has no gun. You cannot kill the white man.
Leave that job to the Indians.
So live in good health. You got the garden spot of the country.
Indians kill white men. White men kill Indians. And the cavalry moves in and chases the Indians off the reservation. Come on.
Well, if Quint still feels hot-headed, Lofty, this ought to cool him off. The government recognizes his claim in the Seneca Strip, and they're going to buy the land from him.
Quinn will have enough money to buy about any piece of land he wants. That's a right fine government we got, Annie.
Yeah. Right fine, Lofty.
He's quite a guy, huh, Annie? Cavalry officer and war hero and all that.
Mm-hmm. The Army did just what we hoped it would for him. He wasn't really bad, Lofty, just hot-headed and always in trouble. Because of doing things before thinking them out.
You seem pretty fond of him.
Yes, I am, Lofty. Lofty.
Annie, what do you think of this? Quint rode out to the reservation to get his pack horse, and a couple of the Seneca just left it outside of town.
Maybe the Army hasn't changed him after all.
I don't know, Lofty. Tag, you stay here.
Oh, Annie.
Listen, somebody's got to be here to take care of the office, and you're it. Lofty, look.
Do not touch the arrow of my brother, Desert Wind. Mine you can take, but I can shoot another.
What does the arrow on the ground mean, Red Pony?
It was here that Desert Wind last felt the warmth of the sun, and his friends were warned by the sound of his voice. And that is where the man stood with a gun that blazed.
What does this man look like, Red Pony? Did he wear a uniform?
Red Pony will say no more.
Well, Lofty, If Quint's alive, Thundercloud would have taken him to the Senecoy camp to decide his punishment.
The Red Pony and I saw Desert Wind and the white man fight with fists. Then he came back to kill with his gun.
You saw the shooting, Thundercloud?
No, but I heard the shots. Then I saw this gun in his hand as he stood over Desert Wind.
That isn't the gun that killed Desert Wind. Annie, that shot came from over my shoulder. I think there were 2 men. I fired at them.
Red Pony and I saw only 1 man enter the reservation.
You haven't got a fence around this place.
There would have to be some motive for him to kill Desert Wind.
Lofty, I gave them the motive. But I still say that a staked-out claim belongs to me.
When? You're not doing yourself any good.
But I didn't say I'd murder for it.
Thundercloud, I share your sorrow. But it's up to a judge and jury to decide the guilt and punishment. Lofty, we'll take Captain Kelly back to Diablo with us as our prisoner.
No. He is my prisoner, and the revenge shall be mine.
You have my promise, Thundercloud. He'll be tried exactly as though a white man were murdered. And you'll be there to make the charges and hear the verdict.
I will give the verdict now. You will die at my feet with the same gun that killed Desert Wind.
There's the law. It says a man has a right to a trial by his own people. I'm going by that law, just like any other.
I'll take the prisoner, Annie. Get our horses, Quint.
No, Red Pony. They have firearms, we do not. But it will take more than the skill of your gun to save the white man from the Seneca.
Here's your gun, Quint. Annie, we've been a lot further away from Diablo. I never felt this far away before. We better keep riding, Annie. That's Thundercloud getting the whole tribe on our necks.
Annie, there's no sense of you folks getting in any deeper. I'm the one they want. I've got a good force on them. I can probably outrun them.
We're staying together, Quint. And I want your promise not to try to escape, even if we do get off the reservation.
Then you think I'm guilty?
I made a promise to Chief Thundercloud. It seemed fair all the way around, and I intend to keep it.
Annie. Thundercloud's playing cat and mouse with us. As long as we're in the opening, he'll stay away from our guns and figure on an ambush when we hit rough country.
Well, Lofty, it'll soon be dark. And that'll put the odds in Thundercloud's favor.
Yeah. I'll look around. We'll have a better chance inside 4 walls.
You know, Annie, I used to think the King Ranch was about the prettiest place I'd ever seen. Now look at it since the Indians got a hold of it.
Indian ponies in the corral. That seems to be all.
Well, we'd better stay in the barn. Thundercloud will grab our horses if he gets a chance, and that'll finish us.
Look at these. Just a couple of fancy horseshoes. That's all that's left of the King's Ranch.
You think Sam King got a bad deal?
Why shouldn't I?
Well, it all depends on how you look at it. What about the homesteaders? The King chased off the land and then used hired guns to protect his fences. And don't forget that the Senecoy were here before the homesteaders. And men like King were wrong when they said that the Indians should be chased back to the barren land.
What about the government granting me the land first?
Here, read this.
So the government is granting me a square deal. They're paying me for the land.
That's right, Quinn.
Just a frisky Indian pony, Annie. Between here and the border of the reservation, there's nothing but rough country. Thundercloud can track us down and close in before we have a chance.
Maybe we can get him to follow the wrong horses. Hey, there's a chance, Lofty. Wait till I get Quint to help us herd some ponies into the barn. put our shoes on the Indian ponies.
What's the matter with our horses, Annie?
Nothing. Except they're liable to get sore feet running barefoot from here to Diablo. Let's be sure and ride with the pack until we reach the underbrush.
Annie Oakley hopes the wild horses will cover their tracks. But she will find out. Thundercloud cannot be fooled. Where do the horseshoes say they go this way?
Come on, before Thundercloud doubles back on our trail.
Thundercloud, look!
Annie Oakley has made the stupid jackal of Thundercloud.
You will not like the message of my words, Chief Thundercloud.
Speak, Tenanda.
The settlers laugh at the way Chief Thundercloud was outfoxed by Annie Oakley. And the murderer of Desert Wind is to be turned free.
So the white woman speaks with a twisted tongue. Thundercloud will avenge the death of his son.
Gosh, Quint, you just can't be guilty. Yet, I was figuring like I was the jury and didn't know ya. You had a fight with Desert Wind, then you went back.
And I claim he was shot by a man I really can't identify. A man I didn't even see. The story doesn't sound very good, does it?
No, it doesn't. Lofty and I are going to take a look around the reservation, Quint. Maybe we can find something that'll help your case.
Good work, Tenanda. Looks like it really set a fire on the Thundercloud.
Tenanda! The Seneca sent a message in symbols. Can you read it?
Chief Thundercloud wants the man who killed Desert Wind. Or with each son, he will burn the white man's ranches. 1, then 2, then 3, until you surrender the prisoner.
Well, what are you going to do about it, Annie? Tough break, Quint. I'm on your side. I'll get a couple of Indians before they get you. Send for the cavalry. Have them drive those Seneca out of here. They're crazy enough to ride into town shooting arrows. They'll burn down ranches.
We'll call the cavalry if it's necessary, Mr. Gail. But don't you take any shooting into your own hands.
Come on, Lofty. We've got until tomorrow to prove Quint isn't guilty.
They're headed toward the Seneca Strip.
So, what can I find? What's wrong with you?
That crown brand hoof print of yours. Annie Oakley, his eyes like the hawk.
Look.
Yeah, Annie, it's a King's Ranch horse. Only a few days old.
Well, it makes sense, Lofty. Sam King has given up the idea of trying to get the land back legally.
Ah, but murder, Annie?
Let's take a look where Quint said the shot was fired.
The man kneeled here to study the prints. They know the horse belonged to you.
That doesn't put me in the saddle.
They left their horses here. Look, Lofty. The arrows show where Desert Wind was killed and Quint was standing. So if the shot came from over his shoulder, it should be from about in here somewhere.
Hey, Annie! The gun that fired this shell's all we need now. Just like Annie said, you'll be tried for Desert Wind's murder and you'll hear the verdict.
Hurry up, Lofty. Come on, Quint, you're free.
Wait till I finish writing this letter, Tag.
Who's so important you're writing to?
Tag, that's rude.
That's all right. Go ahead and read it, Tag.
Dear Colonel Teddy. Hey, Annie. He's writing to Teddy Roosevelt. I sure hope you keep your promise to come farther west than North Dakota real soon. I want you to meet a young lady we sure could have used on San Juan Hill. That's you, Annie.
Come on, out with you before I start charging rent.
Wait a minute, there's more. But don't start thinking I have ideas of getting married, because there's a deputy here in Diablo I personally wish had got sunk with the Maine. That's you, Lofty.
Bullseye! Annie Oakley hits the entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding. Shooting. And suspense.
Take one step further, Black I'll shoot you full of holes. Bang, bang! I warned you, you shouldn't have messed with me. Annie Oakley isn't afraid of man nor beast. I learned all about facing down sidewinders like you from my sister Annie and Lofty Craig. Outside of me, two of the bravest people I know. Let that be a lesson to you.
Morning, Tag.
Sure nice sign you got there.
It's got to be nice, Tag. It's not every day State Senator passes through Diablo. And he's stopping at my hotel for the night, too.
Well, how can he stop in any other hotel? You got the only one in town.
Now, none of your wisecracks, young man. This may be the only hotel, but it's the best and cleanest in the whole West.
Where's Annie and Lofty this morning? We saw them ride out just after sunup.
Out on Sandstone Mesa. Annie's practicing some of her shooting tricks. She's been asked to put on a demonstration for Senator Halstead.
Say, that's a real honor.
You bet. She got a personal letter from the senator himself, just asking if he could see some of her shooting.
We've got to get that room fixed up, Helen, or we'd get shot. There's a lot of work to be done before the 5 o'clock stage arrives. Come on.
Toledo, Luke, Dallas.
Looks like Diablo's planning a big reception for the senator.
Yeah, don't it, though?
Figure we can join the party, Luke? No harm in trying.
Thanks, Lofty. But I gotta keep on practicing.
I don't see why. If I could shoot like that, I figure I had all the practicing I needed.
If you figured that way, you wouldn't be shooting well very long. Stay.
What's wrong, Tag? You rode in here like the devil himself was after you.
Almost as bad, Lofty. It's Luke Dallas.
Dallas? What about him?
He and his boys just rolled right into town.
Well, he's a professional gunman, isn't he, Lofty?
One of the best. When he shows up, someone generally gets killed.
Well, I've heard tell that he's got some pretty big men behind him.
Yeah, but no one's been able to prove it.
Well, let's just hope they're passing through Diablo.
No such luck, sis. He and his boys are still in at the hotel. I saw him.
What do you think?
I don't know, Annie.
He's faster than greased lightning with a gun. But you'll show him what's what, won't you, Lofty? As soon as you tell him, he'll clear right out of town.
I'll do what I can, Tag.
Did you hear the news, Deputy?
I know all about it,
Are you going to take him? You going to take Luke Dallas?
Deputy's down there, Luke. All by himself.
Well, we don't want the deputy to be lonesome.
So let's go see what he wants.
Well, it's mighty nice of you to welcome us, Deputy.
Kind of out of your territory, aren't you, Luke?
Well, I'm looking for a place to settle. Diablo might be just what I'm looking for.
I don't think so. Diablo's a peaceful town.
Oh, I ain't aiming to start no trouble here. So why don't you mosey on over to your office and take care of your job?
Your being here is my job. I'm asking you to leave.
Well, you can keep on asking, Deputy. But me and the boys here ain't gonna leave till we get good and ready. And if there's any dispute in that, we can settle it right here and now. And I'll let my gun do my serious talking.
Back down. Lofty Craig, back down.
Luke Dallas turned him inside out.
He's a coward, that's what. A coward. He ain't fit to be a lawman.
He ought to turn in his badge.
Just like you said, Luke, we've got a setup.
Yeah, there's not a thing to worry about, boys. Not a thing.
They're calling you a coward, Lofty. You gonna let him say that?
Tag.
Never mind, Annie. It's a question that deserves an answer.
You don't have to answer to us, Lofty. We've seen you in enough scrapes to know you're not a coward, but giving up your badge and your job...
You're not afraid of Luke Dallas, are you?
No. I'm not afraid of him.
But you backed down, Lofty. I saw you.
Luke Dallas is no stranger to me, Tag. I've known him for years. We were in the cavalry together. He was in my platoon when I was stationed at Fort Stone. So it's as simple as that. I owe Luke Dallas my life.
I understand how you feel, Lofty, but, well, he's not the same man you knew in the Army. He's a killer now, a professional gunman.
I know that, Annie. But how can I draw on a man who saved my life? I just don't figure that's the way to pay off my debt. And that's why I had to give up the badge.
Gosh, Lofty, why couldn't you tell that to the folks here in town so as they won't think you're yellow?
I could, Tag. But I don't think it would do much good. I think it was just an excuse.
Do you think Dallas is serious about settling here in Diablo?
No. No, I'm sure he wasn't.
Gosh, Lofty, what do you think he's up to?
I don't know. I know one thing, sure. He's in Diablo for a reason.
Well, then don't you see, Lofty, you can't back down now. The whole town is depending on you to keep the peace.
I'm sorry, Annie, but they're going to have to get somebody else.
What time's the senator's stage due in?
According to the schedule, 5 o'clock. His room will be right down the hall.
What's the matter, Frank? You're not getting jumpy already. We just got here.
You sure that deputy won't cause no trouble?
You mean ex-deputy. You saw for yourself what happened. You see, he's kind of obligated to me.
You reckon you feel the same way after you've killed Senator Halstead?
By that time, we'll be well on our way.
Nothing I hate more than waiting.
All good things come to them that waits, Frank.
The senator's a big man, Luke. Just about everybody in the country knows him.
Yes, and everybody will be reading about him tomorrow. His obituary will make headlines.
Maybe Frank's been reading too many of the senator's speeches, all about passing the Homestead Act and helping little people.
Is that right, Frank? Is that what you want, a little piece of ground all to yourself?
You know it ain't that, Luke. I'm not the settling down type.
Well, you'd better settle down right now. Those Indian traders in the state capitol are paying us plenty to see that Halstead never casts another vote.
But how can one vote make any difference?
Because, like you said, the senator's a big man. Without his support, that homestead bill hasn't got a chance. And our friends can keep on trading without worrying about that land being open to the settlers. Now, why don't you two go outside, look the town over, enjoy yourselves. I want to get me some rest.
I don't know how you can rest, Luke. Know what we gotta do.
I gotta sleep, Frank, while I have the chance.
What do you mean?
I'm gonna have a real busy night.
Got me a gallon Dodge. I'd sure like some of that stuff.
Costs enough. One dress looks the same as the next day.
What goes into it that counts, eh, Frank?
Yeah.
Speaking of women, look what's coming. Morning, little lady. I don't reckon you and me have met.
Let's keep it that way.
Oh, no, that's not a very nice way to talk to a stranger. I was just trying to be friendly.
Say, I'll just bet you're that Annie Oakley people talk about. You carrying a gun and all.
You win the bet. Now, if you don't mind, I have things to do.
What's your hurry? You and me ain't got acquainted yet.
You're not going to. Get out of our way.
Well, if the ex-deputy ain't getting jealous.
I meant no offense, mister.
Come on, Austin.
Now, you wouldn't get all riled up at a little fella like me, would you, mister? Because if you would, I'd tremble something awful.
Guess you must feel real protected, huh, Miss Oakley? Having this big, brave cowpoke at your side.
Lofty, please.
Sure you don't want me to help you, Miss Lacey? I'm awful good at sweeping.
No thanks, Tag. I'll manage all right.
Kind of getting things spruced up, eh, miss? Now, you shouldn't go to all that trouble for me and my friends.
This is for someone else's benefit, Mr. Rand. Someone important.
Just seems like nobody around here appreciates us, don't it, Kirk?
Ah, this little lady ain't as ornery as she sounds, Frank.
Why don't you two guys just go jump down a well?
Who's a wise kid?
My name's Teddy Oakley, and I'm not afraid of you two.
Well, now, that just about makes you braver than anybody else in town, don't it? Maybe they ought to make you sheriff.
Why don't you leave us alone? We're not doing you any harm.
We're paying customers. Guests of the hotel, miss.
Well, you're not particularly wanted. Why don't you go away?
That's downright unsociable.
Let me go! Let me go! Let her go! Let me go! Let me go!
I ain't used to having people say no to me, lady.
Well, maybe that'll help you get used to it.
I wish you hadn't have done that, miss.
Let go of her. Let's get out of here, old man. Get out.
Oh, baby, come on. Let's get over.
Annie!
got to knock.
I'm going to forget a lot of things.
Meaning what?
Meaning what's between you and me is personal. It doesn't include your two apes down there.
You must have had a run-in with the boys. Oh, they're probably just having a little fun.
But you and your kind call fun makes decent people sick. Now, I'm warning you. Tell them to lay off.
That's pretty big talk for a man who ain't wearing a badge no more.
That badge can go back on, Luke. And if it does, I'll forget you ever saved my life.
Still the same, huh? Duty comes first, just like when you were in the Army.
Any way you want to take it. Now, I'll come gunning, I swear.
Oh, Craig, as long as you're passing out warnings, there's something I ought to tell you. I don't think you're fast enough, with or without a badge.
What you think doesn't worry me a bit. I don't know, Tag.
Well, he's got this town darn near scared out of their wits. Ain't you got to do nothing?
But, Dad.
Now, quiet, Helen. I've got a right to speak my mind. Are we going to sit by and let a bunch of gunmen turn this town upside down? The senator's coming today. Suppose something happens.
Nothing's going to happen, Mr. Lacey.
Well, who's going to stop him? There's no one around here as far as I can see.
But, Dad, Lofty's not afraid. You saw that just now out front.
Yes, but they weren't Luke Dallas. He's the one I'm concerned about.
I'm sorry, Mr. Lacey.
Well, being sorry ain't no comfort. What is it, Lofty? Why are you afraid of Luke Dallas?
Gosh, sis, what are we gonna do? There's not another man in town that can stand up to Luke Dallas.
I know, Tag.
But who are we gonna get? We've gotta have law.
We do have law, Tag. Lofty's fighting a battle within himself right now, but even without his badge, he knows his job. I'm sure when the right time comes, he'll prove it.
Lofty, look at this.
What is it, Lofty?
A message from the state capitol, from the chief federal marshal's office.
It's Luke Dallas, Miss Annie. He and his boys are going to kill Senator Halstead.
What? Holy Toledo.
Listen to this. Political plot to assassinate State Senator Halstead in Diablo, uncovered here. Conspirators captured, named Luke Dallas, Frank Reagan, and Kirk Rand as hired assassins. If possible, place above-named trio under immediate arrest and hold on federal charge of conspiracy to commit murder. Proceed at your own discretion, but take all necessary precaution for the senator's safety.
Well, we haven't much time. The stage is due in at 5.
Gosh, what are you gonna do, Lofty?
That's what I've been ordered to do, Tag. It's not a personal matter any longer.
Do you think we can do it quietly?
We can try, Annie.
Can't do it quietly now, Annie.
He's wearing the badge, Luke.
Yeah, I noticed. Hurley, clear the streets. There's going to be some shooting.
Yes, sir.
Get clear, Tag.
Hey, you!
There's gonna be some shooting, Mr. Lacey. You better take cover.
Hurry.
It looks like you've got something on your mind, Deputy. You want something special?
You, Luke, and your 2 boys. Your friends in the state capitol pull the rug out. You're all under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder.
Like I said, Deputy, I let my gun do my talking. You'll have to let yours do the arresting. You'd better tell the little lady to get out of the way.
Do like he says, Annie.
Looks like I'm gonna get a chance to make up for that mistake of saving your life. Right now.
You can start trying whenever you're ready. That clears up the dead, Luke. I could have shot to kill.
I reckon we owe you an apology, Lofty. We're sure sorry.
Forget it, Curly. I had it coming.
Get the doctor tag.
All right, Annie. Hey, Annie, the stage is coming in.
How do you do, Senator?
How do you do, sir?
This is Annie Oakley, Senator.
How are you?
Oakley. She's going to show you some fancy shooting later on.
Oh, wonderful.
And this is our Deputy Sheriff, Craig.
Mr. Craig?
My pleasure. And this is Tag Oakley, Senator.
Tag, how are you?
Just fine, sir.
And my daughter.
How do you do?
And my name is George Lacey.
Mr. Lacey.
Welcome to Diablo, Senator Halstead.
Well, thank you, Mr. Lacey. Thank you very much. Well, nice, quiet little town you have here.
Yes, sir. A nice, quiet little town.
Yes. Won't you step into the hotel for some refreshments, Senator?
Why, thank you, sir.
Bullseye! Annie Oakley hits the entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
Why aren't you watching Annie?
Oh, I've seen Annie Roman ride before. I'll see her do it again at one of the fairs.
What are you doing out here while she's practicing?
I'm supposed to help her if she gets into trouble, I guess. Have you ever known your sister to get in any trouble she couldn't get out of all by herself?
No. Say, where'd she ride to?
Blue Ridge. She'll circle back in a couple of minutes.
Here it comes.
Keep it down, Andrews. That march too much for talk. Come on.
Whoa! Hand me the money bag. Get off the bench.
You too, mister. Get out of there.
This ain't a scheduled stop, is it? According to my time, why, we don't stop till Diablo.
The plans have been changed. Let's have your money.
You gentlemen ain't planning on robbing us, are you?
That's the idea.
Supposing I just tell you I ain't gonna give you my money. Abner Harkey ain't afraid of you no counts.
Maybe this will change your mind.
What's the trouble?
Nothing I seem to say scares this guy.
You road agents, just keep your cotton-picking hands off of me, that's all.
Tough guy, ain't you? How much cash you carrying?
The way I look at it, that's my business.
Well, suppose I just take this as a souvenir. You give me that back now. That's mine. Yeah, now.
Sounds like a shot, Lofty.
I heard it. Stop your worrying, Tag. Annie's probably just practicing.
My name's Abner Harkey of Biloxi, Mississippi, at your service. Ma'am, I want to tell you what you just did was the most amazing thing I ever laid my eyes on.
Well, thank you. I don't usually go around riding Roman style like that, but I was out practicing and I saw the outlaws spook the horses.
Them no-count cotton pickers got my gold watch. I got to get it back. My daddy gave it to me, he did.
Well, there's plenty of time for that later on. Right now, I think we better go back and pick up the horses and that driver and get this rig into town.
Is there anything more I could do to help you up there, ma'am?
No, thank you. You better just ride inside.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Ellen Harkey's brother.
Yes, I figured that. Okay?
That shot we heard, Lofty. Annie could have gotten into trouble.
Oh, Tag. Letting your imagination run away with you, eh?
Holy Toledo, Annie. What happened?
A robbery. Looked like the same bunch we'd been after.
Stopped a runaway, too, to save my life.
What's the matter, Lofty?
Oh, he's just surprised because the runaway turned out to be horses instead of my imagination.
Say, are you a law officer?
That's right.
This is Ellen Harkey's brother, Abner from Mississippi. Deputy Sheriff Lofty Craig and my little brother, Tag.
Howdy do.
Hi.
Howdy do. No offense, Deputy, but where was you during all the excitement?
Well,
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Letting a little sprite of a gal like Miss Oakley run around catching stages and all?
Just a minute, mister.
Abner, Lofty is a very good lawman. It just so happened that I was there and he wasn't.
Don't seem right somehow. Well, I reckon I better pitch right in and help catch them no-count outlaws.
Say, were you a lawman back in Mississippi?
Well, no, not exactly. But I reckon whatever needs doing, I can do it once I set my mind to it.
All you folks from Mississippi so modest?
No, sir, we're not. Why do you ask?
I think we'd better get on back to town.
We'll follow you in, Annie.
All right.
There you go, Abner.
Well, thank you, Tag. Much obliged.
You're welcome.
Now, let's see. Where was I? Oh, yeah. First off, I think we ought to organize us a citizens committee with me at the head, naturally. Then
Wait a minute, Abner. I know you want to help, but Lofty can handle it, I assure you.
Just what experience have you had tracking?
Well, me and Napoleon, that's my hound dog. Me and Napoleon, you know, we used to go slouching through the swamp. Well, we used to track most everything, you know, bear and possum, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. A nice thing about bear and possum, they can't shoot back.
But outlaws can and do. Abner, this is a job for the law. Maybe after you're around here for a while and learn the area, you...
My daddy always says there's no sense in putting off till tomorrow what you can do today.
Well, Abner, if we need help, I'll sure call on you, but for now, let us handle it, huh?
Well, if that's the way you feel about it, I reckon it's all right with me.
Look, Abner, Lofty is paid to do a job, and generally when private citizens get into it, they just get things kind of all mixed up.
Well, it appears I'll have my hands full helping my sister Ellie anyways.
You ever done any ranch work before?
No, I never have. But, well, I ain't gonna have no trouble with that roping and riding type stuff. It'll just come natural.
Sure it will.
We'll ride out with you to Ellen's. Fag, you stay here.
Oh.
Vic, look.
They don't make these saddles none too soft, do they?
Stick with it, Edler. Nothing you can't do once you set your mind to it.
Well, it ain't exactly my mind I'm a-setting on.
I wonder what that deputy's doing out there. What's the matter, Andrews? Your conscience bother you? Relax. Maybe we ought to clear out of here and join Marsh at the Canyon hideouts. Look, we've got nothing to worry about. We're safe right here. And Marsh will take good care of the money. We'll get back to work before they think we're loafing.
Annie, Lofty, Abner.
Well, I declare, Ellie, you're prettier than ever I remember.
Hello, Abner. I've been expecting you.
Well, you don't look none too happy about it. Smile, Ellie. Your brother's here to take care of you.
I am glad to see you, Abner, but I've really been doing fine. Ask Annie and Lofty.
Your sister's a very good rancher, Abner.
I ain't denying it, but she has a man's work. I aim to take the load off on her pretty shoulders.
But you've never done any ranch work, Abner.
Well, no, but I aim to. Why, inside of 2 days, I'll have the rest of your cowpokes working overtime to keep up with me.
If your brother works like he talks, Ellen, you won't need any other hands.
Let's go over to the barn. My foreman can tell us more about what needs to be done.
To the barn it is.
We'd better get on back to town.
Wait a few minutes, Annie. I'd like to talk to you.
All right, Ellen. We'll wait.
They're coming this way. That kid's the one from the stagecoach. You just keep quiet. Let me do the talking. Come on, let's take this inside. Afternoon, folks.
Vic, I'd like you to meet my brother, Abner Hawkins.
Howdy.
Abner's going to be working with us, but he's new at this. You'll have to break him in.
Well, that's fine, Miss Harkey. Any place special you want him to start working?
I ain't afraid to tackle anything you got to throw my way.
Well, doggone. Where'd you learn to talk like that?
Mississippi. Are you making fun of the way I talk?
Nobody's making fun of you, Abner. I went through the same thing, too, when I first came here. You soon lose your accent.
A Mississippi kid, huh?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I kind of like that. Yeah, you boys can call me by that handle from now on. I never did cotton much to Abner, did I, Eddie? Well, where do I start?
Well, might as well start right here, Mississippi. Clean up the barn. Shouldn't be too hard for a tenderfoot.
I don't know as I like the way you said that, mister. It's kind of like you was being sarcastical.
Well, you got me all wrong, kid. It's just that I am foreman here. I figure a man's got to start at the bottom if he's going to get anywhere in the world.
You just don't give me no trouble, 'cause when I'm foreman, I don't know as I'm going to be wanting your kind around.
Abner, let's keep one thing clear. I still own this ranch.
I know that, Ellie, but I know more about things like this now. You just leave it to me.
Why, Vic's been my foreman for years, and as long as he's here, he gives the orders.
Your brother's just blowing hot air, miss. Don't worry about it. Kids are like that. I'll take some of the fire out of them.
Maybe you'd like to try it right now, cowboy.
You better settle him down, miss. Wouldn't want to hurt him.
Hurt me? You just take off that jacket and we'll find out who's going to get hurt.
Abner, don't you be a fool.
Now, you just clear out, Ellie. It's going to get rugged.
Oh, I declare.
Now, you just stay in the corner. Come on, boy. Let's fight. Hit me.
You better stop him, Lofty. He doesn't stand a chance.
Now, let him try, Annie. I'm doing good.
He's right, Annie. It's about time Abner learned he can't take on the whole world single-handed.
You're sure getting me in trouble with your sister, Mississippi. But I suppose we might as well get it over with.
That's what I say. That ain't nothing to it.
Hey, you're a regular tiger, aren't you?
All right, he's had enough, mister.
Oh, sorry, Craig. I guess I lost my head for a second.
Let me at the cotton picker.
Easy, kid.
Fight's over.
I could have taken him.
Yeah, sure you could. You're kind of young to end up in Boot Hill.
No hard feelings, huh, kid?
Go on back to work, Vic. I'll have a talk with Abner before I send him to you. And please, no more fights.
Of course not, miss. Now, me and your brother are going to be real good friends. You drop around the bunkhouse after a while, Mississippi. I'll show you around, huh? Come on, Andrews.
I reckon some people never learn. Say, you pack a pretty good wallop yourself, Lofty.
Thanks, Abner. We won't always be around to get you out of all your scrapes. I advise you to slow down a little bit, boy.
Ain't nobody gonna bother the Mississippi Kid.
You know, Abner, caution's a mighty important thing. Courage is fine, too, but you'd probably be a lot better off if you'd use some good old common sense.
You got what it takes, Abner. Use your head and you'll make a good cowboy.
Much obliged for the kind words, Deputy, but not being by nature a Midas sort, I kind of had that figured out. Yes, sir, I'm gonna stir up lots of dust hereabouts. Ellie, I'm gonna go put my things away. See you folks later.
Was he always like this, Ellen?
That's what I wanted to talk to you about, Annie. You see, Abner was sickly as a boy. He could never do the things most boys his age did. He developed a brash and cocky attitude to make up in words what he lacked in strength.
Seems a good enough health now, Ellen.
He is, and he doesn't realize his handicap won't keep him out of trouble anymore. He's forgotten the meaning of fear.
Try not to worry about it, Ellen. We'll see that Abner doesn't get in any trouble.
She means the Mississippi Kid.
Morning, Pat.
Morning. Say, you're all dressed up, aren't you?
Yep. Say, where's Annie and Lofty?
They went out on a few errands. They'll be right back, though.
Sure feels good to have a brand new shooting iron in my hand.
You ought to be pretty careful with that thing.
No sense in worrying, boy. I've been handling these things a long time.
Better put away. You're just liable to...
Abner, what happened?
You all right, Teg?
I'm okay, Lofty.
I'm sure sorry. I was just practicing with my new gun.
Abner, a gun is a very dangerous weapon, and you should never draw unless there's a reason for it. Besides that, you had 6 shells in the cylinder, and you should always keep one chamber empty, the one the firing pin rests on.
Well, I was just trying to do some fancy twirling.
Oh, well, you mean like this?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, let me try that.
I don't think you better, Abner.
Annie's been practicing for years, Abner. And as good as she is, she still uses caution. I see you're all ready for ranch work.
Yes, sirree. I'm gonna bust a couple of mavericks today, boy. Say, tell me, how you coming on finding them no-count outlaws?
Not so good, I'm afraid. But these things take time.
Yeah, I reckon so, yeah. I sure hope you find them, though, because they got a valuable watch of mine.
And about $20,000 of this town's money, too.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I tell you, if you run across anything, you let me know. I'll be glad to help you track them.
Oh, we'll do that, Abner.
I tell you, why don't you drop out to the ranch sometime and watch me work? Might be interesting.
I'll bet it would.
Boy, what a character.
Do you think anything will ever tame him, Annie?
I don't know, Lofty, but if it does, I'm afraid he'll never live to meet it.
Yeah, but I don't get it, Rick. I don't get it at all. Why we stay on here making peanuts when we got more than $20,000 waiting for us? Because we got a perfect setup right here. Roundup's coming, the stages will be loaded with cash. We're gonna take most of that cash before we pull up.
Oh, boy.
What time's that stage due in today? 4 o'clock. Got about 3 hours yet.
Why, you cotton picker? That's my watch.
Well, get a load of Mississippi, will you, Andrews? All decked out like a real cowboy. You look good, kid.
Never mind that. How'd you get my watch?
I know what you're talking about. This is my watch.
There ain't no chiming watch in creation sounds like that, and I'd know it anywhere. You must be the stage robbers.
Easy, Mississippi. It ain't smart accusing people of things like that.
But you just give me it back, and I'm putting you under arrest.
Look, kid, I bought this watch. That's right, kid. I was with him. He paid $10 for it, he did.
You're lying.
You made a mistake, Mississippi. Forget it.
Only mistake I made is not whooping you good the other day when I had the chance.
Well, I guess this settles it. Now we gotta pull out. Right up the canyon hideout and get Marsh.
What's the matter? I heard a shot. There! Abner! Oh, Abner, honey! Abner! Oh.
Those swamp snakes are the stage outlaws.
What?
You got my watch. By the donkeys, I'm gonna get it back.
But you can't trail them. Go into town, get Annie Lofty.
I don't need no help, sis.
Oh.
I ain't a little boy no more.
Abner, it's not your job. Abner, listen to me. Please listen to me.
Don't you worry, Ellie. The Mississippi kid can handle it.
Have any idea what he was getting into. I tried to stop him.
We all tried to warn him, Ellen.
Did you see where he was headed?
Toward the canyon area. You've just got to stop him, Annie. You've just got to.
Tag, you stay here with Ellen.
Oh, Annie.
You cotton pickers. Come out with your hands up. I got you surrounded. Now, I'm gonna give you to the count of 10.
Mississippi kid.
1, 2.
I always figured he was crazy. Now I know it.
3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Marsh, get out the back. Set up a crossfire.
That's a dirty trick! Gosh, that is a close one. Any closer?
You wouldn't be talking now.
Don't seem fair somehow. He's sneaking up toward me like that. Why, he could have shot me. A possum would never do that.
I thought we told you not to tackle this yourself.
You sure did, ma'am. I reckon you knew what you were talking about. A man could get mighty seriously hurt around you.
You just stay put.
Yes, ma'am.
Annie, I'm gonna try to get to the bar.
Okay, Lofty, I'll keep them busy.
Well, I'm just about out of these things.
We'll get back there, start reloading, and keep low.
Glad to, ma'am.
We'll have to make a run for it. Grab the money. All right, hold it.
Look, he's getting away. think
you're
doing now? I wasn't gonna hurt him. I just want to get my watch back. Still ticking, too.
I guess we're all still ticking, Abner, but for a minute there, I wasn't too sure.
Oh, this is a fine watch. My daddy gave it to me, he did. Yes, sirree, Ellie. That dinner kind of took me back to the old days in Biloxi. Oh, I tell you, Daddy would be mighty proud of your cooking.
He'd be mighty proud of you, too, Abner. I always knew you'd grow up to be a fine man.
Took you in and Lofty to show me the way, little sis.
A man never has to be ashamed to ask for help, Abner.
Doggone right.
Well, Mississippi, now that you're foreman around here, you've got quite a job cut out for you.
Well, it won't be too hard with me running things. You see, there ain't a ranch foreman in the whole territory that can touch a candle to Abner Hockey when he sets his mind...
Yes, go on, Abner.
What was the question again?
About the job as foreman.
Oh, yeah. Well, but the most I can say is I'm gonna do the best I can. I got lots to learn, but I think I'm gonna make it. I need help. Now, you let that be a lesson to you there, boy. Don't you tackle nothing bigger than what you can handle by yourself.
Oh, yes, sir.